Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into how researchers are teaching AI to do more than just make cool-looking video clips. They're teaching it to think like a director and actually tell a cinematic story. So you've almost certainly seen some of the mind-blowing videos coming out of AI models like Sora, right? You give them a simple text prompt and they spit out these hyper-realistic, sometimes totally fantastical scenes that just look absolutely incredible. But here's the thing. There's a huge difference between making a beautiful, silent 10-second clip and crafting an entire movie with a story that makes sense, characters you care about, and real emotion. That's a massive leap. So let's get into the fundamental challenge here. What's really stopping an AI from becoming the next great filmmaker? Well, researchers have a name for it, the semantic gap. Think of it this way. An AI is a brilliant pixel pusher. It can create amazing images, for sure, but it doesn't really get the story behind those pixels, you know? It doesn't understand the subtext or the emotion. It's like knowing all the words in the dictionary, but not understanding poetry. To really direct a film, an AI has to nail three big things. First, it's got to understand all the context hidden in just a few lines of dialogue. Second, it needs to know the actual language of filmmaking. We're talking camera angles, shot composition, the whole deal. And finally, it needs creative reasoning, that crucial ability to show, not just tell. So a team of researchers at Tencent decided to look past the latest, greatest tech. And they found their big breakthrough not in a new algorithm, but in some timeless wisdom from a true legend of the silver screen. So let's see how a classic piece of filmmaking advice completely reframes this entire problem. And this quote from Alfred Hitchcock, well, it was a total light bulb moment for the researchers. They realized the missing piece for AI wasn't a better video generator at all. It was the script. It was always the script. So they just flipped the entire process on its head. Instead of asking the AI to just make a video from a vague idea, they decided to first teach it how to think like a screenwriter and a director to create a detailed shot-by-shot blueprint before a single frame was ever generated. Now, to pull this off, they built a framework of 3 specialized AIs all working together. You can really think of it as a complete virtual film crew. First up, you've got the ScripterAgent. This is your writer. Its one and only job is to take raw dialogue and turn it into a proper, detailed cinematic script. We're talking camera moves, character actions, scene descriptions, everything. Then, the director agent takes that script and acts as the on-set director. It's the one that orchestrates the actual video models, telling them exactly what to create to make sure every single scene flows together and makes sense. And finally, hey, every production needs a critic, right? The CriticAgent reviews everything. It checks the script for quality and coherence, and then it looks at the final video to see if it actually lives up to the script's vision. So you see how they all work together in this really elegant pipeline? It starts with just a few lines of dialogue. The ScripterAgent turns that into a detailed plan. The DirectorAgent executes that plan. And the CriticAgent provides quality control from start to finish. Okay, so the theory sounds amazing. It makes a ton of sense on paper. But the real question is, did this AI film crew actually make better videos? So the first test was the script itself. They had human film experts actually read and evaluate the scripts from the ScripterAgent, and the results were pretty impressive. They scored around a 4 out of 5 across the board on things like narrative coherence and just being a complete usable script. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. They took these high-quality AI-generated scripts and fed them into all the top video models out there. And guess what? The performance of every single model got way better. A better plan simply led to a better final product. To be specific, the videos were up to 0.4 points more faithful to the story they were supposed to be telling. Now, trust me, in the world of AI benchmarks, that is a massive jump in quality. But the research also uncovered this fascinating little quirk. It turns out that today's top video AIs are kind of like flashy blockbuster directors. They just love to add extra visual spectacle. You know, dramatic lighting, explosions, anything to make the shot look cool. But sometimes they do it at the expense of the specific emotional notes that were actually in the script. So what does all of this mean for the future of entertainment, for filmmaking, and really for human creativity itself? This framework from Tencent is a pretty major breakthrough. I mean, it's really the first solution that successfully bridges that semantic gap we talked about, turning a simple idea like dialogue into a complex, coherent, and maybe even an emotionally resonant story. The big takeaway here is the shift in perspective. We're moving beyond thinking of AI as just a tool for making short, flashy clips. This points to a future where AI could be a genuine creative collaborator, a partner that actually understands the language of film.
And that leaves us with a pretty provocative final thought. As these AI systems get better and better at the actual art of storytelling, what does that mean for the role of the human director? Will we be co-directing with AIs? Or could the next great cinematic visionary actually be a machine? It's a question we might see answered a lot sooner than we think.